Hey everyone, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 1 of Ani-Mech. If you're new to my channel, welcome in. I'm Level 7 Kevin, and I make custom anime keyboards. And if you're coming back from watching Season 1, thanks for sticking around. Okay, as you guys may know, I ran a series of giveaways for Season 1, and this keyboard build is for the first giveaway winner from the Akira video. So, I've been in contact with Surprise Cat through Discord, and we've been working together to come up with an Evangelion build for him, which I'll go over a little bit more during my design process breakdown. And one thing out of the way, you guys know I have a KBDfans affiliate link, so if you want to pick yourself up some keyboard parts, use my link in the description and you'll help support me just by making a purchase. I'm having a great time making these videos, and now with Season 2, I think I'm ready to keep going for the rest of the year. And with that out of the way, I think it's finally time to get into the video. So first off, as usual, we'll get into the design. Okay, basically to start off with the design process, I was in contact with our winner, Surprise Cat, because this is going to be a keyboard for them, so I wanted them to have the most influence with it. They sent me a bunch of requests for what the keyboard should look like in the end, and a bunch of reference images that I can take inspiration from. So they wanted a 70 to 75% keyboard with Tangerine or Gateron ink black switches. At the time, I couldn't get my hands on any Tangerines, so I had to settle for Gateron ink blacks. After they sent me all that stuff, I was finally able to start my designing process. My first iteration I wasn't too happy with. It was supposed to be like a computer console thing, like old-fashioned computer code or something like that. My heart wasn't really set in it, so you'll see the other designs look nothing like it. I tried doing things like using the Nerve logo, but ultimately I knew that this would be hard to make in real life because of my limitations of painting and the limitations of the decals that I use. It would pretty much be impossible to make a logo this detailed at my skill level. So we can see we go through the process, created a couple more designs, and finally we settled on one that we were both happy with. After this design was approved, I then moved on to the keycaps. So these keycaps do use a font similar to the Evangelion style, and I added in some other elements to it, such as the Evangelion logo, the AT field as the backspace and delete key, Evo at the top, and some angel logos on the side. For this project, I wanted to try something different. I heard about printing services for keycaps, so I decided to test one out. This is WASD Keyboards. This is not sponsored at all. It's just me experimenting with this product. So I went in, colored the keycaps, and uploaded my design. And now I get to show you guys what came out. This will be kind of like a mini review of their services. Alright, and this is the package that I received from WASD Keyboards. Let's just go ahead and open it up. All the keycaps come in this little bag packed into this tiny little box, which is pretty cool. Inside we have all the custom keycaps that we had printed, as well as a sticker and a wire puller. Let's take a closer inspection at the keycaps. So these keycaps are made out of a glossy plastic with my custom design simply printed on top. Overall, I would say the quality of these keycaps is okay. It gets the job done, but honestly, I'm not sure if these even did a better job than my at-home water slide decal keycaps. Sure, these should be more resistant because they're properly printed, but there are actually quite a few print errors on these. I don't know how well it will show up on video, but some of the edges aren't quite clean. You can see some white ink kind of spill over the sides of some of these, which I don't really enjoy. Also, I'm not really thrilled about the quality of the plastic for these keycaps. Personally, I prefer PBT keycaps, which aren't glossy and have a nice rough texture for when you're typing. Overall, I'd say these keycaps are pretty okay. If you want custom keycaps, this is a pretty good option, but honestly, it's not for me. If you guys have any other recommendations for any other companies that might do custom printed keycaps that I could try out, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to use them in future videos. Honestly, next time I'm thinking about trying dye sublimation by myself, so we'll see how that goes. And that concludes my review of WASD Keyboards. Okay, this time around, when lubing the switches, I decided I wanted to try bag lubing the stems. Normally, bag lubing is only for the springs, but because these are linear switches, bag lubing is uncommon, but people have been experimenting with it, so I thought I'd give it a try. And of course, I reached out to Surprise Cat and made sure that it was okay that I bag lube these. So first things first, just like any other lubing process, I have to open up all the switches. After all the switches are opened up, I applied some lube inside of the bag with the springs inside, and I shake it all up. For the stems, I'm using everybody's favorite Krytox 205 G0, and to bag lube stems, it's the same thing as bag lubing springs. Just put all the stems inside the bag, insert your lube of choice, and then shake it all up. The goal of bag lubing is to make sure that all the components have a nice thin, even coating, so it's important to make sure you shake it well until everything is even. Overall, I think this experiment turned out well. It saves a lot of time and it does a great job of applying lube. Now, I wouldn't do this for every switch. I would only probably do this for linear switches, and also I would only do this for switches that are already good stock. Because the Gateron ink blanks are already really smooth stock, they don't need a lot of lube in the first place. So this is like a quick shortcut for already good switches. Again, this isn't like a tutorial or anything, so if you decide to do this, do it at your own risk. Just because it worked well for me, might not mean that you get the same results. And finally, we move along to the most important part of the build, the case. So for every keyboard build, I always learn something new. And my past experience with the Promare build, which was a entirely painted keyboard, taught me a lot about how to apply paint to the case. One of the big mistakes I was making was cutting out the stencil and then applying it to the keyboard. When doing this, the lines you get from painting aren't going to be perfectly straight, which is obviously the effect that you want. So this time around, I decided I would cut the stencil directly on top of the case. As you can see me doing, I applied tape directly to the case, print out my design, and tape it on, and then cut the shape out directly on the case, and then removing the cut tape to reveal the design that I wanted. In the end, this actually gave me the exact results that I wanted. It created perfectly straight and clean lines. One problem I did run into was the paint peeling. So even though for the majority of the paint, the lens came out good, I did have a problem when removing the tape. This wasn't the fault of the tape, it was actually a problem with the paint not properly adhering to the primer that I put on. I found the best way to prevent this issue was to cut the paint away from the tape before actually removing the tape. And of course, I did end up fixing these errors by painting over them. After a couple days of painting, painting, and drying, I finally finished the case, and it turned out almost exactly how I wanted. The only issue was when I was at the paint store, they didn't have the actual exact shade of orange that I wanted, so I had to settle for this darker shade. And with that, we're ready to move on to the decals. Alright, and as far as customizing goes, we're pretty much done now. We can just take another look at the case all put together. I love the sharp angles and the color scheme that everything has. And the image of 01 going berserk on the right side definitely ties everything together. Just looking around so we can see all the sides of the case. All that's left is to slap all the parts together and see how everything looks when it's fully assembled. Alright, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I thought I'd record my outro just for fun and to try something new. And I also want you guys to get used to seeing my face. Alright, you might have noticed I didn't go over any updates to this video, and we're gonna go over them now. So for this quick update, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Promare giveaway, as well as the future of this channel and the future of Ani-Mech. So first off, the winner of the Promare giveaway was quite surprising. It was actually me. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep the keyboard for myself, because it's meant for you guys. So I rolled it again, and I actually got John. Now I'm sure a lot of you don't know, but John is actually my old college roommate. Now it seems kind of strange that I would pull myself and John like some kind of crazy coincidence. I was kind of unsatisfied with these results because I really wanted these giveaways to give back to you guys. So here's what I came up with to solve this. John wants me to make him a new design keyboard, so I thought it'd be a good idea to give away the keyboard again. If you watched the last video and you want this keyboard, again, leave a nice comment down below, and this time end your comment with the hashtag XX7. That way I'll only include people who actually want this specific keyboard for the giveaway. Again, the giveaway is going to be for this specific keyboard. It's not going to be for a keyboard of your choice this time because John technically already won that. But this was kind of a way of making sure that the giveaway stayed fair. So if you want this keyboard, again, leave a nice comment down below and include the hashtag XX7 at the end of your comment. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was the future of the Ani-Mech series. As you guys might already know, commissions are open right now. So at the end of next week, I'm going to compile a list of which ones I'm going to do and what order I'm going to do them in. If your commission is picked, I'll send you a message and I'll let you know what place in the order you are. I think I'm only going to do a handful for now. If you submitted an order to me and you don't hear back, you can always send me a message and I'll let you know if your order was denied or not and for what reason. And if you still want to submit a commission form, I'll give you 1 week from this video to submit one. Each keyboard should take around 2 to 3 weeks to complete. And that should probably round out the end of Season 2 of Ani-Mech. Alright, thanks for sitting through this quick update and for watching through to the end of the video. Leaving likes and nice comments really motivates me to continue the series and to continue making more videos. Right now I'm trying to learn as much as I can about filming and keyboard making and all this kind of stuff. So to each and every one of you, thanks for helping my small channel grow, and thanks for sticking around and watching all my videos. If you're wondering where the Tetris sound test is, I'll be uploading a full gameplay of a Tetris sound test within the next week. And that's about it. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.